Welcome back, everybody. Forgive me if I sound a little weird while I record this. I'm sucking on a cough drop in an attempt to clear my sinuses. Alright, we just made it back to Elysium. Ooh.
The enshrouded river of forgetfulness, Lethe, flows through the hallowed chambers of Elysium, numbing old pains and memories of the most noble shades residing there.
I'll have to give them new pains to recall.
That's interesting, the River Lethe. Oh, that's another thing. All the three regions of the underworld, Elysium, Asphodel, and Tartarus, have different rivers. You got the River Lethe, the River Phlegethon in Asphodel, and the River Styx in Tartarus. And I have a Daedalus hammer.
More chariots.
Ahoo. That came out of nowhere. Takes forever, but getting that stun lock on is definitely decent. Oh, that's good with my special that I'm doing. I like it. I like these too, but
That's it.
especially in Elysium. Elysium is known for its armored foes. So again, take forever, but take the safest route. Sit here mashing the square button. Ow, I even saw that coming. I got distracted. One of my cats has got the case of the zoomies.
It's Hermes. Olympus, I accept this message.
I don't know if you can hear her. So Hyper Sprint is quite good. Oh, but Swift Flourish is good since I'm specialing all the time. That's a good question. That's probably wrong, and there's probably a lot of pros of this game that would yell at me for that, but I'm not a pro, so screw them. Alright, get some resources. Oh, I think this will do it. If I get this, as long as I don't die. Then I think this will be enough keys to get the last weapon, or not the last weapon, but the next weapon. That was a little embarrassing. Yep, there we go. 8 keys. Ooh, Aphrodite or Athena? That's a good question. What do I have going on with Athena? Nothing. I just got the resist traps. I think I'm gonna go with Aphrodite. She's got some boons that make your weakness even more potent. Ugh. So this guy. Oh, it's good that my special does 5 times the damage to armor. So this thing constantly will spawn the little eyeball souls, whatever you want to call them. And there's all these weapons laying around already. So what you gotta do is you have to balance the soul catcher because, yep, they'll just keep coming because of the butterfly ball. And stopping them from spawning into true enemies. See, like that. saw him regen. Alright, got that guy done. So now I can handle these people. Oh, then we killed that thing, so perfect. Alright. Took some damage, but that's okay. Alright. Crush Shot, no. Passion Dash over Thunder Dash is probably no, because I have Jolted to go with the Thunder Dash, so that would make Jolted useless if I did this. So that means by process of elimination. And it's not like that boon is bad, it's just not my favorite. These, I don't think I've had to talk about these guys yet. They're like kamikazes. Luckily, I've got a very good answer to them in the chain skewer. Because it'll just bounce around. Woohoo! Almost got hit by a trap. Nice. Oh, and my Lucky Tooth ranked up? That's fantastic.
Good for the health.
So definitely get Nectar. Same reason. Always go for the one that's not Darkness.
More, huh?
I don't know if you saw that, but I just dodged that attack. We have to pause in a second so I can quit this cat from batting away at my
Phew.
cough drop wrapper. Well, I think it's too late. I think she just knocked it onto the floor
Looks like
in
a
true
good
cat
batch.
fashion. Sorry. Gotta focus. They're too cute. I can't focus when I got all this cuteness on my table in front of me. Oh. Ah, yep, there you go. Got tagged. So now here's an interesting question. A fresh boon versus health. Usually the boon is better. Alright, this is working out. Whoa. See, this is I keep jinxing myself. Are these all great shields? No.
In the name of Hades.
Alright. Because that's what I wanted originally, remember? I was hoping to get Thunder Flourish. And now here it is. So is it worth replacing the Heartbreak Flourish? Probably not. Probably just best to get high voltage. Oh, sorry. Hit the microphone. Up, and now we can easily get the centaur heart. And I think... Yep, it's the last room.
Centaur strength.
So now we got the boss. This is exciting, yo. Yo.
Oh, wow.
I warned you, Short One. Now you face a foe more terrible even than I. The only other foe whom I have ever faced who bested me.
So, you might remember from a previous video, we fought Asterius, the Bull of Minos. I gotta sneeze. Cough drop kicking in. He was the Bull of the Labyrinth, who was finally brought low.
Hold, fiend! You'll walk not one more step toward the light of day, so long as I am here.
And who finally destroyed him? It was the King Theseus, the hero of Athens. So now in the afterlife, they have teamed up to become the champion of Elysium.
Theseus, no way. You two are legends. I'd be honored if we had a sporting contest here.
A naked attempt to sway me from my convictions. Defend yourself, you blackguard, and may the gods show you some mercy, for I shall not.
So before I get started, I'll explain what's going on, because it's hard to explain during the fight, but Asterius is gonna attack you with the same moveset he did as a single opponent. Big swinging axes, he'll jump around, he'll charge at you. When he gets down to half health, he'll add little laser shockwave effects, kind of, to his attacks. Theseus, however, he only has 2 attacks to begin with. He stands back and throws his spear at you, and then recalls it back, which can also cause damage, exactly like my special. Or he can do like a little charging spin attack if you get too close to him. Excuse me. And when he gets half health, he gets much harder. And because of that, you do not want to deal with the Phase 2 Theseus while Asterius is around. So it's always best to try to kill the bull first. So here we go. There's a little crosshair when Theseus is about to shoot you. Excuse me. You can also use the pillars to dodge his attack. Ow. I gotta focus. Ow. Ow. Alright, I'll stop saying ow. Alright, Phase 2, Asterius. Oop.
You are unwelcome in Elysium, and I shall happily escort you out. Keep cheering as hold, you monster.
Alright, almost there. Alright, there we go.
You're next, King.
So when he throws his shield, he always walks away from you, so that's your chance to get some attacks in on his back, rather than getting blocked by the shield.
That's it, fiend.
Alright, here we go. So now he, I'm going to pause for a second, is going to, in this case Poseidon, he calls upon, just like I do, the blessing of the gods. And it's different every time you fight him. And what's going to happen is, he's going to pull like some crazy move for like 5 seconds that is reminiscent of whatever god he calls upon. So in this case, Poseidon, there's going to be a bunch of splashes going around the arena for a while that I have to dodge. After that, his attacks get infused with whatever god it is. So in this case, his attacks are going to inflict knockback damage. And on top of that, every so often, there's going to be a wave of effects on the floor, much like a trial of the gods. It'll make sense when you see it.
Poseidon, aid me now!
The gods are helping him.
This is also a great chance. He sticks his shield out of the way for that part, so it's a great chance to get some attacks in. If you can kind of dash around. Oh. While he's doing his like ultimate attack, you dash around and get some damage in. Oop. Yeah, see. I'm getting hit. Getting really hit. God dang. Dang. Well, I got another Death Defiance saved up, so that's good. But if I die here, I'm not going to be very happy. Alright. We did it.
That'll teach him.
So, yes. Finally got to the 4th boss and defeated him in one fell swoop. Perfect. And what you're rewarded with this time, for Megara you get Titan's Blood, for the Bone Hydra you get a diamond, and for Theseus and Asterius you get Ambrosia.
Oh, I can't seem to open it.
Which is used to further your relationships with people. After you've given somebody 6 nectar, you can no longer give them anymore until you give them an ambrosia. Oh, and I have a fan.
I'll take the service exit, thanks.
This is great, actually, because even though I have, what, 6 health? Check it.
So, the finest of Elysium.
I love
Wasn't
strong
that
drink.
great?
It's so good. Alright. This. I'm trying to get... There's an item that replenishes one of your Death's Defiances. Which I really, really want.
Farthest I've come. Good.
This is exciting, everybody.
Ground floor.
I've made it to, well, the ground floor. The final region. Styx. Or the Temple of Styx, excuse me. Technically no longer part of the underworld. We are now on the surface. Up.
The multi-headed Cerberus stands vigilant before the underworld's entryway. The tales of what happens to those foolish enough to attempt to pass are far too graphic to describe.
So it looks like we're gonna have to fight the Hound of the Underworld, the Gatekeeper.
So it's really come to this, boy. After everything we've been through. Well then, this is how it has to be. There's nothing left to say. Except for, on your guard.
Arguably my best friend.
No, but seriously, boy. I know why you're here. There has to be a way to make you look the other way. What if I help you with the Satyr problem? Would you let me go? Please. I have to find Persephone. My mother. I know
No.
what this means to me.
Sorry about this. There's a cutscene that explains all about Persephone that we haven't gotten to yet because I've been doing so well. You're not usually supposed to make it this far on your, what, 5th attempt I think we're on? I was hoping that wouldn't happen.
Hesitation and deliberation. The voracious Hound of Hell barks once, affirmatively toward the prince, who sets off in search of something that can sate the monster's appetites.
Good. Now I just need to head off the beaten path here and see what I can find.
Well, I guess things will still make sense story-wise, but either way, for this, we gotta go off the beaten path, as he said, to one of these 5 tunnels. At the end of one of these 5 is a treat for Cerberus. We need to get that so we can get past him. Every time you get to the end of one, if it doesn't have the treat, you get sent back here to try again. And the other thing to mention, well, one, there's 2 mini-boss rooms and 3 normal ones. It's always like that. And you always have to go to at least 2 rooms before, or 2 tunnels before you get it. You can never find the treat on the first tunnel. We talk to Karen.
Fine day to you as well there, mate. Now let's have a look at your supply, shall we?
And something to mention. We got this superstore at the end. Every escape attempt, excuse me, has this little superstore. It comes with expensive palms of power that count twice. They level up a boon 2 levels instead of just 1. A normal priced one that only levels up 1. A normal boon, sometimes there'll be a overpriced boon that is guaranteed to be like epic or more. You've got this little blinking anvil. It's an anvil of fate, and what it does is it swaps one of my Daedalus hammer upgrades with 2 random ones, which can be good if things haven't really gone your way. So like for example, it could trade out my breaching skewer for something different, but my worry is it'll get chain skewer, which kind of ruins my whole plan, right? If we get rid of chain skewer, then my whole build kind of goes down the toilet. So I don't think I'll be getting that. But this, I want to call out. Every time you do one of these, there'd be a very expensive resource. It's always either a Titan's Blood or a diamond. And there's always one of them at the end. So if you've been watching these and you've ever asked yourself, well wait, if you can only get 1 resource per weapon, isn't there a finite amount of it then? Won't you run out? Well, this is how you get around that. You can always make it to here. If you don't buy anything, you can usually afford this little guy right here. Now I obviously can't, so what I'm gonna do, start buying these palms.
Always a pleasure, Charon.
Let's do this.
Got some
And
sense.
let's do this. Let me take a tissue to my nose again. Give me just 1 second here. There we go. Alright, and we're ready to go. I got 1 gold. So, the thing about this too, is the mini-boss rooms are actually not as hard as you might think they are. You'd think the mini-bosses of the final region would be extremely difficult, but really, save for one of them, they're not too bad. So it's almost better to do those. And in fact, I like to go for the Centaur Heart first. I'm not sure which one of these to do. I'm gonna risk it.
Here goes. You.
And so you got giant rats. This last region, one of the big mechanics is poison. So you see those guys spreading that green goo on the ground? That poisons you and it deals damage really, really rapidly. And if that ever happens, you have to find one of these fountains so that you can cure it. Or alternatively, you can just kill every enemy in the room and that will also cure you. So if you get poisoned, but you got 1 enemy left and he's about to die anyway, and the fountain is like all the way on the other side of the room, you might as well just kill him. And there's traps that deal a lot of damage to the enemies here.
Why did these vermin carry coin?
Man, I get the same room 3 times basically. This is literally the same room that I walked in on. Taking forever, but we're getting there.
Good night.
Oop. A little too overzealous, or a little overzealous. And these guys spit bombs at you. But I'm not even going to give them the chance to do that. And now we got the mini
What
boss,
sort of terrible snake stone is that?
which is a big armored snake stone. Those other things, by the way, those are satyrs.
Fashioning those things.
And they spit little poison darts at you, and they're really annoying. And also notice, since it's a mini boss center heart, it gains 50 instead of 25.
Feeling stronger. Hope this can get me out of here. Gotta keep searching. All these tunnels. Try this way.
Oh, hang on. Dealing with my nose. Alright. Oh crap. Yep. So immediately dash over there and cure. And dead. Sometimes you get these tiny rats which kind of swarm you. They bum rush you. But they take, I think, one hit. I think that's one health. Hey!
Satyr storage.
So, here's the correct tunnel. Always has,
Disgusting. Cerberus will love it.
excuse me, a satyr sack. Whatever the reward was at the end of the tunnel.
In the name of Hades.
And a
Sweet.
fountain.
Oh, refreshing. Oh, Cerberus. Got this delicious sack of meal for you, boy.
So now we can get him to get out of the way.
All right, boy, I got your favorite treat.
This is super
You
exciting.
have to promise to let me pass if I hand it over, okay?
Terrifying Cerberus accepts the fetid sack and scans the darkened hall for where best to consume the stomach-turning contents.
I owe you one, boy.
I love those little title cards at the top there. So we've escaped. We've done it. We have completed our escape attempt.
I did it. Wow.
What?
Oh, of course.
I never grew accustomed to the air up here. It gusts senselessly whichever way it pleases. I suppose you must prefer it to the stillness of the air below.
You know, you're right. The air up here seems pretty good so far. But I will reserve judgment till I've had my fill. I have to say, though, Father, the Helm of Darkness suits you. Untouched, you dust it off on my account.
It should not have had to come to this. For all your antics with me yet around the house, I always kept my temper, have I not? Unlike you.
Well, let's see. You've berated me repeatedly and often. You've lied to me, mustered your wretched forces to kill me over and over, but sure, I'll grant you that you've always kept most of your anger bottled up. All that's about to change, then?
We're gods, boy. Killing one another is our lot. Although I always thought I was above it. I told you that you cannot leave this place. It seems I must enforce my rules myself. I'm sending you home. Now.
So we have to fight our father.
No, you're going home, not me.
Oop. So Hades, does that spin attack? A little stab, which hurts. He also just deals a lot of damage in general. Ow. And then he summons a bunch of super armored enemies that deal like super attacks. Oh, and that's the other thing. He shoots out these skulls that, if left unchecked, will, yep, there it is, deal this big ring of lasers that slowly creeps across the stage, and you have to dodge through it. But he can also throw it straight at you, and if it hits you, you get a debuff called Boiling Blood that increases the amount of damage you take as long as you have the debuff. Luckily with my chain skewer, it's easy to hit him and kill these skulls. So now he's going to summon the armored foes again. He does that twice.
Right.
Ow, got tagged. Oh, there you go. Killed all them. Ow. Ow. Yeah, see, that dealt 80 damage. He also does that. He'll shoot a orb one way, and then see you get this, which is very annoying. Oh. Oh, I only get one chance left? Ow. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to get to the end just yet. Well, darn. No, I'm just kidding. There's a couple of backstory cutscenes I want to get to first before we make it to the end.
Father.
Hey, you're back. Wait, what happened? My list says you got killed by a redacted? What's that even mean? I've never seen anything like this.
Don't want to talk about it.
Oh, Achilles isn't here.
Emptier than usual around here.
Yeah, where is everybody? Oh, the lounge is open. Alright, so hang on. Let's get some things out of the way.
We each have our commitments to this house, Megara. There is no shame in yours. And whilst your sisters are away, you bear their burden of responsibility as well.
I understand. It's just... Am I supposed to keep pretending nothing's changed? This house is cracking at the seams, and no one's going to admit it?
The house shall stand eternally. Although in what condition, it is ours to decide. Our obligation is to keep the house in order.
I know. You're right, of course you're right. I'll do my best. I'll do my best for both our sakes, Nyx.
What was that about? Hey, the lounge is open.
And destroyed. Notice all the claw marks and hair.
A commemorative board adorns one of the stoic walls within the lounging area, celebrating and proclaiming the accomplishments of those who serve Lord Hades best of all.
Won't ever see my face up on that wall, I guess.
So this is the Employee of the Month board. So some things to talk about. We got this guy.
Greetings, broker.
The Wretched Broker, who can trade resources for other resources. At the very bottom, you always have a limited time offer. that will change every time you do an escape attempt, whether you succeed or fail. This guy is extremely late game. You always have stuff to spend things on until the very end, so as far as these videos are concerned, I'm probably literally never going to use them. Oh, and here we have my favorite character.
Oh, the prince himself. You want to talk to me? Me? Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
I just wanted to say the lounge looks wonderful, as good as new. Better. I hope it's not been too much trouble patching up.
I have to clean the rafters.
Thanks for all your hard work.
I love Dusa. Then we got this nice chef.
Chef.
Nice chef over here. He'll become important in a second. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so I think I got, some new stuff.
Whoa, a rod of fishing. Here.
Including a rod of fishing. Spoiler alert, that's what the chef is for. But it's also one of the first uses for diamonds I have found. Right? Yeah, none of these use diamonds. That, nope. That, nope. Excuse me. So, we want this.
On my authority, I'd like it if you did this job for me. Is that alright?
We want this.
I grant you funding and autonomy to do this job upon your earliest convenience, contractor.
And now we get fountains in the other regions as well. We can unlock fountain chambers of Asphodel and Elysium. We also got some more aesthetic items in the Great Hall and in my bed chambers. Nothing important. We definitely want this.
I positively cannot wait to see what sorts of foul creatures I'll dredge up with this.
And then we also want to go ahead and get the fountain. Well, if I recall, yeah.
House contractor.
I was about to say, if I recall correctly,
for your distinguished team.
I'm about to unlock something important, and I want some gemstones saved up for it, but I think it costs diamonds. So we don't have to worry about it. Okay. Got the rod. This is still locked.
The Mirror of Night.
Can't get any of this stuff.
The prophecies appeared.
Yeah, because we got Zeus's keepsake. So 150 gemstones is what you get. And we got Aphrodite's keepsake. Oh, and what is this? Ah, yes. There's one for killing every mini-boss, which we've done a few of. Notice you can gift people more than one nectar. More on that later.
Little tip, boyo. You find any coinage while you're out there, you be sure to pawn it off to that old Chiron. Boatman guy, use it or lose it, pal. Use it or lose it.
Thanks, mate. Note to self, always spend everything I earn instead of ever saving.
Or what I do is I do save, but then I spend it all on that very expensive resource item at the end of every run. But that only works once you get to the point where you can make it to the end consistently. Which I will right now.
This one. Malphon the Twin Fists. Let's say we crack some skulls.
Whoa, those are some paws.
I love this guy.
You like those mittens, huh?
So Malphon, the Twin Fists. You can hold the attack button to just do a 5-hit combo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do triangle to do a right uppercut. Dash to do a dash strike. And you can even do a dash special with this one. But here's what I like about it. You can do like 4 hits, and then after the 4th hit, while you're holding square, you can just push X, the dash button, and it automatically does a dash strike and continues the combo. So basically you can do this. And so you just get an ongoing stream of damage.
Alright, I'm back.
It's so good.
New
And
keepsake.
I now have my new keepsake of Athena's, which means I already have access to my favorite build in the game. The build that got me to the hard, quote unquote, I'm gonna put air quotes, hardest difficulty. It's not the hardest, but I guess these. Excuse me. It's the hardest difficulty that gives you a reward of some kind. And I did it with this build. And I can get it this early in the game. Although, technically, it's not fully realized yet. But, again, more on that later. Once I can inspect the weapons, then I'll get my favorite build. But so right now, and I just bought the keepsake collection, which means this is what I can do. Because I like, oops, I like Skelly's tooth over here, the lucky tooth.
Which one?
But since I really want Athena's boon to begin with, and since Tartarus is already the easiest portion of the game, I can pick this, get an Athena boon right out the gate, use that. It won't do anything for the rest of Tartarus, but once I beat Tartarus, I can then switch it to this. And this has Dark Thirst on it, so everything's coming up Millhouse. But we're gonna pick that up on the next video. We'll check out close to, again, it's not fully finished yet, but close to my favorite build in the game. So, until then.